The crypto market's in a really crazy spot right now. It's not like it's normally not crazy, because every single time you open the crypto prices, things are wild. And I'd say that's part of the reason we love this space so much. But a lot of you guys have wondered what's going on now that the Bitcoin ETFs came in, the Bitcoin ETFs have started trading, and what's going on with the big money. Because a couple of things are happening in the background that we should be paying attention to, because they will most likely decide where the market's headed next. But just take a look at the videos I'm about to show you. And if you've not done it yet, make sure you press that like button as I try and get the crypto news to you guys as soon as possible. And I try to help you guys out with which exact coins I'm buying, which exact coins I'm looking into, and how you get yourself juicy crypto airdrops. But without further ado, let's dive right in.
I believe, I believe it goes up if the world is more frightened, if people have fearful of geopolitical risk, they're fearful of their own risk. It's no different than what gold represented over thousands of years. It is a asset class that protects you. Right. And unlike gold, where we manufacture new gold, we're almost at the ceiling of the amount of Bitcoin that be created.
When you hear somebody like Cathie Wood,
yes,
who was on our broadcast yesterday, say that her base case is that this turns into a $600,000 a Bitcoin valuation, base case, and a million plus in a super optimistic case. Are you anywhere in her realm?
I haven't thought about it. To me, that what we are trying to do is offer an instrument that can store wealth. I think if it gets that even close to that high, gold will represent even a bigger value. And let's be clear, if you think it's digital gold, there's going to be a reference point between gold and Bitcoin.
I like one of the sneaky things he did there. He started thinking about it and then said, haven't thought about it. I love that, because people hold his opinion in very high regard. And so if he were to give any opinion on the price right now, people would have gone crazy. But you've got to understand that this video here just solidified a little spot in the Hall of Fame. Because while that is happening, there are two other battles being fought. One is the direction that the SEC is going. And second of all, it's for a couple of the behemoths like Merrill Lynch and Vanguard. For example, take a look at this. Vanguard says it has no plans to offer Bitcoin ETFs or crypto products. Spokesperson says high volatility runs counter our goal of helping investors generate positive real returns over the long term. But the interesting part here is that this is such a different attitude than what we just heard from Larry Fink, where this is literally here to protect the people, and also from their actions, because he just reiterated that they see value in having an Ethereum ETF. Now, to get more on topic of what I was saying earlier with regards to what's about to happen next, I've already said I personally expect massive crypto runs, yes, ladies and gentlemen, for both Ethereum and XRP. Specifically, Ethereum, I believe, will do really, really well because everybody is expecting the Ethereum ETF to flow in. But obviously, as stated before, this whole bullish case was not only for Ethereum, as stated, but also for XRP. And at the end of the day, like I said, one of the issues we're fighting right now has to do with the fact that the regulations with regards to crypto are very vague, and that this Bitcoin ETF only barely got approved because Grayscale won because of the judge in their lawsuit, not because the SEC all of a sudden decided to be heroes or anything like that. And so the case against Ethereum is that it's not really clear whether or not Ethereum is fully properly regulated or not. However, with XRP, it is. Then again, if we're talking about how much money will flow into all of this, please take a look at this video right here.
Saw from, it was as low as 17,000 this year.
Sure. Well, Joe, I'm not one to make price predictions, but I do think there is a lot of optimism again in the market. I think a lot of investors are adding Bitcoin to their portfolios. And when we look ahead to the hopeful approval for spot Bitcoin ETFs, it really is going to unlock the opportunity to a part of the investment community that for better or worse, but I would say for worse, has unfortunately been locked out of the opportunity to participate in having Bitcoin exposure in their portfolios. So we're really talking about the advised market here in the US, which is today about $30 trillion worth of advised wealth that we hope the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs, the uplisting of GBTC will allow for that opportunity and for those investors to partake in it as well.
And just so you guys understand, that does not mean $30 trillion is coming in second one or anything like that. It just means that right now, like kind of stated in the BlackRock Larry Fink video from earlier, there right now is so much money on the sidelines that's invested and that's waiting for like the new thing or perhaps a safe haven next to gold, as gold is always still being mined. Inherently, it's not that safe. He, however, does reiterate that gold will most likely keep increasing as well as Bitcoin does, because if one of the safe havens does well, most likely the other will do too. But from that perspective, it is so funny to me how in the back end, guys like Jane Street were named as authorized participants for all the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Over in Shanghai, their crypto tax code fuels China crypto ban relief rumors. In South Korea, I'd say that's the country that's most bullish on crypto, yet for some reason, they're also firm on the ETF ban. It's so interesting that the views on Bitcoin right now are so contrasting. It's so all over the place, which are leading people to not exactly know what's next, not exactly know what to do. And to me, it's extremely interesting to see. For example, JP Morgan CEO says Bitcoin has no value and its use cases are along some bad lines. JP Morgan, however, also is an authorized participant for the BlackRock Bitcoin Spot ETF. Then again, in that similar field, Bank of America owned Merrill Lynch joined Vanguard in denying customers access to Bitcoin Spot ETFs. Yet, if we start really taking a good look at all the numbers, it's really quite interesting just how much money flew around here. To some people, the numbers that you're seeing might not sound like a lot, but everybody's been stating just how massive this has been. Like, for example, there is some FUD, which kind of proves my point of that people are in the middle as to what to do. Most people don't know, was it a success? Was it not a success? Should we be worried? Yada, yada, yada. But a lot of people are sending me this tweet where Ran from Crypto Banter said the day was actually really unsuccessful as a lot of the flow was just Bitcoin outflows from the funds like Grayscale. Eric says a lot of people sending me this tweet. On one hand, if Grayscale BTC outflows were big, he's right. It was a net neutral day for Bitcoin, buy and sell by ETFs. On the other, it was terribly huge success by all metrics. Volume, number of trades, flow, media coverage, it was a smashing success. Historical. And that was despite limited platform availability because, well, it's a really new thing. Just relax and look at this as a multi-year process. And I'll add, if you guys were here a few weeks ago, you know that I covered in one of my videos that one of the most peculiar things that is happening right now as we speak is the fact, and a lot of you guys don't know this, that Google changed their policies to allow for these ETFs to start running ads. And we talked before about just how much money these guys want to pour in to this space, to getting their ETF the most amount of clients, most amount of interest. But people don't understand. Even though for crypto, on the decentralized side, this might not be the best thing straight off the bat, because now most people will prioritize buying some Bitcoin through BlackRock and not holding it themselves. For crypto adoption, in the field of how many people have some coverage of crypto, this will dramatically increase because first of all, it's a way lower barrier of entry. And second of all, these guys will make sure that their products are sold. They still have some very juicy ways to make profit off of those small but still relevant fees. And they will still push advertisements, which is why we keep seeing these ETF new ad campaign videos. And Google recently just changed their policy slightly to allow for these crypto products to be pushed. So can you imagine just how many millions they will pour into Bitcoin/crypto advertisements? And again, if we're talking about the future, that will also be the case for XRP ETF and perhaps eventually, or Ethereum ETFs, and perhaps eventually for these digital asset related ETFs. So the floodgates have been opened. All this is just a very, very huge start. Regardless of the numbers, even if it was outflows, I don't care. I don't mind. Right now, Ethereum just got to 2,700. It's fallen back down ever so slightly, but the narrative has been set. People are getting rid of their Bitcoin right now as we speak, and they're going for Ethereum in hopes of the next big thing. I'm going to be honest with you though, it's been very interesting to watch all this because we've been saying it for a while that crypto should not have an easy time at like the $47,000, $48,000 mark. And it's interesting to me to see just how hard we're falling down right now, how many people are panicking, and just how many people will miss the next big run. Remember, ladies and gents, we are in a crypto bull run. It started, and all we're looking for is the most proper of entries for the longer term. I am not looking for any quick profit for a trade for tomorrow, unless that's our specific goal, which we talk about not on this channel, where we cover mostly airdrops, crypto gems, and just our new crypto coin investments, but on our second channel called Dusty Trades, where we trade crypto every single day. So you might want to check that one out. I will leave a link down below. Having said that, that's what I think is going to happen to crypto next. I believe right now these prices are still relatively quite low to what we are about to see over the next few weeks/months. And even in bull markets, you have corrections. And so what we're seeing right now is just part of that. It's part of the game. It's part of that plan. And it's necessary in order to have sustainable gains over the long term. So am I afraid? No. Some people will say, you see, the hype is over. It's all I am not afraid. It's all part of the bigger plan. But hey, that's about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video, hopefully very soon.